Ladies and gentlemen, next on stage, give it up for Ngachira!
Yo. I kid you not. Yo, man, how you guys doing? You came. Oh my God, you came. I was scared. But for a second, though, I was. This guy was reading my things. I'm like, is that me? I'm like, yeah, that's me, man. That's me. And I'm like, guys, before I start, thank you for coming. Shush. Thank you for selling out. Yo, man. Wow. This is I get nervous every time before I'm on stage. I'm always nervous before I'm like, okay. So let's go to the washroom just in case to be like, just no. No, the problem is the washrooms I go to are men's washrooms, right? And men's washrooms are not the same. Sometimes I wish I could go to a women's washroom, Because women's washrooms are the most affirming spaces in the world. Women's washrooms, you just get into a girl, just meet her and she'll be like, hi, how are you? Imagine you'll do amazing. Imagine just go do your thing. Imagine you're the best. I'll be like, yeah. Imagine you're the prize, leave her. Like, oh, yeah. But men's washrooms are the complete opposite, man. Men's washroom, guys, I'm about to give you some classified information today. Men's washroom is just two guys staring at each other low-key, but hoping the other one is not looking. You could be nervous and having a nervous breakdown the whole time. I kid you not, guys will give you the most random advice of your life. No, work. Because what the hell do I need to do with this right now? And I think it stems from a place where when I hang out with women, I see how differently they affirm each other out of nowhere, right? A girl will be having a bad day. She'll go and tell her friends, hey guys, I'm feeling ugly, I'm feeling useless, I'm feeling bad. Guys, stop! Baby, stop. You are beautiful, you are amazing, you are the best, right? With guys, it's a bit different. With guys, it's more of like, hey guys, I'm feeling useless, I'm feeling bad, Guys, let you finish. Guys, guys remind you what you've forgotten. Yeah, pia ile mapua yako kidogo. Like they... But guys are good, because guys will still tell you one thing. Do your one, but at least you're funny. Like guys will... But it's the opposite with girls when it comes to arguing, right? Men have rules when it comes to arguing, right? When we argue, it's like, hey, there's information I have about you that I know I'll not go there, despite how angry you make me, right? Girls have no such lines. Girls, it's like when you show them the line, kuna mahali nafaa kwenda na ni sai. They are going to go to that place with you. They don't care. Oh my God, girls. Yeah. Oh, okay, oh. Yeah, and you that's why you have 6 toes on that side of you. Like, yo. We're in public. What are you doing to me, man? And the thing that bothers me the most is, because in Kenya it's hard to know when you're a guy if you're handsome or not. It's because, girl, let me tell you why. Remember during the last election, the other one, when Chilobe was on our screens the whole time? Right? And girls swooned over him. Oh, Ezra Chiloba. And I look at him, I'm like, like I'm not saying, right? Then I realized what the problem was, right? Every time that man was on screen, Chebukati was next to him. And using the theory of relativity, if me and Chebukati stand here, Mr. World Kenya, direct, like... and now the person I worry about is Jackie Maribe, right? So Jackie Maribe, she was let go. But if you don't know stuff about Jackie Maribe, the thing is, she has a baby with Eric Omonti, right? Yeah, she saw a man wearing a dress and was like, I want one with that one. Huh? Like, she's like, senior, And then now she dated Joey, right? And then she went on ahead, and now her good friend Moses Kuria has given her a job. And I'm like, Itumbi, why are you still here? Itumbi is that guy who's always, hey, 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 hey. You know, every girl has an Itumbi in her life. Men, don't be the Itumbi in a girl's life. Because the more you persist, the more she'll get worse taste in men, right? She was like, afadhali madara. Do you know how bad you have to be for a girl to look at you and look at Moses Kuria? And say, oh, well, I want this one, this said, but... Sometimes I worry about that child when he's at my age, right? Your mom is Jackie Maribe, your dad is Eric Omondi, right? That therapy session is amazing, right? Right, so, yeah. So you see, no, it's nothing about my dad wearing dresses. No, so you see, my mom had weird boyfriends, right? But then my dad wanted to be my mom. So it's one of those things that like, oh my God, that therapy session is going to be amazing, right? But Kenya, why are we coupling like this? We are finding weird couples, man. I'm like, I saw Charlene Ruto is coupling with Daddy Owen. And I'm like, mbona. I'm like I hope he doesn't get his father's eyes and his mother's hairline, but you know, some days I want to feel handsome, right? Some days I want to feel handsome, and I realized to get affirmed, the best place, man, this is a secret I'm telling you, the best place to get affirmed as a Kenyan man, Langata Women's Prison. So in my lawyer days, I'd go and, you know, we'd give them like legal clinics, this is what you do, yeah? And I'm telling you, you feel so handsome when you walk into that place. Kuja ukwe bwana yetu. And you know, it's one of those things you're like, yeah, hey, but do you know she stabbed her boyfriend 13 times? Yeah, but she thinks I'm funny. So, growing up, my dad wanted me to be a doctor, right? He's one of those guys who had gifted hands and was like, right? And so I timed this special during the doctor's strike to prove a point. I timed it, I had to prove a point. Those guys out on the street, me, I'm selling out, but you, those guys. Which is because our country is a weird country with regard to healthcare, right? Like, you know, the doctors, we are getting doctors from Cuba, right? And then we are nurses are going to the UK, patients are going to India. Like, I saw them at the airport, I was like, guys, since we are all here, see, we just, you know, see, we... my problems with doctors stem a lot of places, right? Like, I get why they are called medics, right? The men, but the other part, yes, a lot. I understand medics a lot, right? And it's because my beef with them is very simple, right? Doctors act like we were not born in Kenya with them, you know? I'll explain why. I'm supporting the strike. This is now do your strike. This is personal, eh? This is personal beef. You go get your money, please, yeah. So, what I'm saying is this. I'm with my mom in Nyeri, so I decided let's go to the doctor together, right? Because I was feeling I had broken my toe, right? So we get to the doctor, and then this doctor has the nerve to ask me, "Are you sexually active?" In front of my mom, I was like, "Sir?" What's that? Like, you know, I was like, what? You know, like, there's some things I want to know about doctors. Like, are you like taught in med school to ask everyone for a stool sample? Like, that thing is so embarrassing, man. You know when they give you that bottle? Yeah, go and get me stool sample, right? And now you have to, and the lab is always 1,000 miles away from where you're going back to see the doctor. And so you have to act like that's not what, you're not carrying your own shit right now. Ha, ha, ha. Mko salama, ha, ha. Ule jamaa bebeba nini, ule. Like, what's wrong with doctors, man? It's like, bro, just give me something. Let me work with something. But you know who are more annoying than Kenyan doctors? Kenyan lawyers. Oh, my God. Oh, okay, I can smell the heartbreak. Whew. Kenyan lawyers have been doing things in this shit. Kenyan lawyers are, you know, like, even before I finish, I was like, it's advocate of the High Court. We need to make sure, if you're going to talk to us, address us correctly, okay? And the thing with lawyers is this. Lawyers are those extroverted kids who are also good in school, and their parents didn't know what to do with them. I'm a Peter history. So, like, it's that, and then you just find yourself in law school, and you become a drunk for no reason, And the thing with lawyers is, every time, I feel like lawyers have become more than brios. I feel like if I threw a stone here, it would hit a lawyer, like just randomly speaking, right? And it's one of those things. It's like, yeah. No, listen, man. It's cancel. Okay, go, bro. Remove your wig. It's Brian Warugongo. Remove your wig. Remove that wig, bro. It's all about lawyer is the career. It's the major of careers. It only works well as a collabo. It's always I'm a lawyer and a DJ. I'm a lawyer and I'm a lawyer and a comedian. Clearly, I'm living up to the stereotype the whole time, And I'm bothered a lot by my lawyerness, because now I'm a comedian. I'm making jokes. Oh my God. Hey. Sometimes I ask myself, are my ancestors disappointed? Yeah, because I tell people, my granddad was a Mau Mau fighter. My dad was Kenya's boxing champion once. I'm a stand-up comedian. Do you see the levels in which I'm scared for my son? I swear. That guy is going to do ballet. I am sure. Daddy, check. I'm like, do you? Like that. Do you have those nights when you just wake up and you're like, I'm going to change my life from today, And I'm like, so, how many of you guys are still on track with the resolutions for this year? Oh, 1, 2, yeah, look at you. Thinking you're better than us. But yeah. One of the big things I also really wanted to do was to get better with my money, right? And so someone advised me, you need to hang out with people who make more than you, right? Hang out with your rich friends, and then you become like them over time. Like, out of 5, if you're the poor guy, eventually you might become rich, right? Hopefully, right? I'm trying. So, what they didn't tell me was, rich people do rich people shit, right? Like, there are things I didn't know existed, It's normally so easy. Hey, hi, Ty, what are you doing? Okay, let's go to Nanyuki. There's an amazing ranch somewhere. We can just spend 3 days there and watch, and just, watch sunsets. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like that's my thing. I could do that, right? So I go, and it's amazing, and it's beautiful, right? But on the ride back home, you're like, I'm never going to poverty. Okay, like, you realize things about yourself. Like, you realize you had tastes you didn't know, Like, we are at the ranch, right? And then we are having a good time, and then this guy, so one of the chickens on the ranch, it broke a wing, right? So it broke the wing, and then they were like, don't worry, it has insurance, right? I was already boiling water, so... okay. Because we're like, no, we'll just get a vet for the chicken, right? In Africa, us, man, like... What? Our vets are for one animal and one only. Ni daktari wa? Yes, we know daktari wa ng'ombe. So when you tell us, gee, your cat needs to, why? Why? Like in Africa, every animal needs to earn its keep in the house. We don't have emotional support pets. We have children. Niko na stress leo, kako wapi? The economy has been like really, really bad of late, man. Like the economy has been so bad, I'm listening to one cardinali at a time. Like, I can't afford... one verse, and I'm done, Like, the economy is so bad, I consider them seeing funerals, Yeah, I was practicing in my house. Wapinduru ya mwanda zake! Chini kwa chini. Chini kwa chini. Yeah, man. Like the economy will make you do some things you've never done in your life before, man. The economy had me at job interviews. I hate job interviews, man. Job interviews will have you faking a life story your entire life. Since I was a child, I always wanted to sell insurance. Tell us, why should we hire you? I'm broke. Okay, listen. Have you seen the statistics out there? But I just say, my passion is sales. No one's passion is sales. No one, you know what I need to do? I need to sell, You can develop it later on in life, fair. But as a child, what do you want to do? I want to do sales and insurance. No, leave me alone. Sometime last year, I got a TV show, right? And I was excited. Yeah. I was really excited about it, right? The problem was, now I was on people's TVs, right? The problem was people confuse fame for money, right? People don't realize because you're famous doesn't mean you have money yet, right? It's one of those things. So now I had an image to maintain that I did not even put up for myself, right? Like the place I used to buy chapatis from, now I had to. So now my mama chapati, we could not talk in person anymore, you know. Now I had to be over there, like, there's a pizza place that was across her, right? So I'd go by the pizza place, and then I'd be like, Bravo Alpha Tango out. Chapati. Because now you have an image to maintain that no one ever wants you to. And like, you get into a mat and the conductor is pleasantly surprised to see you. Ni wewe! Yo, listen, I just want to get to where I'm going. So you give him money, and if it requires change, if you're broke, he gives you the uko na nini hapo nikupatie 15 bob. Like, when he thinks you have money, he does this. No, anti-clockwise that thing, and bring my money back to me, Yeah, but I think the economy is affected a lot by our politics, right? I think our politics is like bad as a nation. And it got to a place where I remember during Uhuru's reign, I'm talking to my fellow East African comedians, right? And I'm telling them, in our country, we forced our president to come off Twitter on his last term, because for us, that's freedom of expression. We had a lot of things to say, right? So there were these guys like, you could do that to a whole president. So I'm like, yeah. Then, of course, I realized there was a Burundi guy there, of course. So Twitter is this thing, Now, before I finished, I realized there was a Tanzanian guy there. Now listen, freedom of expression is also this concept. Now, I was just about to finish, but the Uganda guy was there. Now, a presidential last term is a cause. Anytime I'm on stage, I always tell guys this so that they remember me very well when the time comes. I always tell guys, my granddad fought in the Mau Mau, and sometimes we'd get stories about how they went out to the war and they'd fight, and my grandma would take them, rice by the railway or whatever would be taken. And so he'd be like, and now he was very proud of his contribution to our independence, right? And me, I'd be like, yeah, very bad decisions. Very bad decisions were made on your part. Because let me ask you guys a question. Who's doing well right now? The resistors' children or collaborators' children? Exactly, right? So, Guka, all you had to say was, psh, wako pale. And at your funeral, I'd have been the guy with a British accent. Guka always promised this would be amazing. Now I'm here with my Nyeri accent because they decided, don't die, Maze. Remember during the last election demos, when those guys went to rob Uhuru's sheep at Northlands? Like, it was big news, but I don't think the sheep have ever been as confused as they were that day. Like, can you imagine you live in Northlands as a sheep and then you're kidnapped and taken to Kamakis? You're like, meh. You're like, nakula dara. Like, do you see? Those sheep those farm ones were always transferring next time, Next time, Mimi nitakujiwa. Do you guys attend the anti-femicide march? Yeah. That was one of the most successful marches I'd seen in a very long time, right? Like, it went so well, right? Like, we even had influencers at the march, like, get ready with me as I go, and like, it's something every celebrity had shown up for their photo op at the, say no to murder. Murder she didn't write. Weird things they had to say. We're like, yo, bro, just say don't kill. It's okay. So now the thing is, do you know who was bothered the most by those protests? Raila Odinga. Because that day, that poor man realized his is Mandamano. That one was a march. You see? Because I'm sure the ODM guys were just taking notes. Oh, okay. So, celebrities, okay. The cute girls at the front. Because imagine, like, even, the police didn't even tear gas that protest. They just showed up and they're like, look, even you, Even you tear gas warembo wote aje hivi. Na tayari wanaumia. But like, me sometimes, like, imagine you're just a police minding your business, and then you see the guys at the front line of Mandamano. It looks like the girls are protesting against. They're like, Ataweshika hii moja tia gas moja uwe. You know, it's like, I was just minding my business, but hey, bro, image, man. Can we have the handsome guys at the front of the protest? So when we hold up, we can have this guy, J. And I think that's, but then the problem was, I realized that police in Kenya are not, are not your friends, right? Because I was at a protest and I got arrested, right? When I got arrested, you know, there were those things where I was like, you know, I know my rights, you can. So they threw me in the lorry telling me, and one beat our winging rights, they could use some legal counsel even. And I worry about our police, right? Because I grew up in Nyeri, and the police training college is in Nyeri, a place called Kiganjo, right? And now you're surrounded by Kikuyu people everywhere. But regardless of the tribe you're from as a police officer, you always come out of Nyeri with a Kalenjin accent. I'm like, yo, how is this happening, you know? Like, is that part of the vocabulary that's being trained over there? And so when I was in and I heard that we're taking our police to Haiti. Sheesh. I was scared, man. I was scared. Not scared for the Haitians. Not scared for the police. The biggest casualty of our mission to Haiti is going to be the French language. They speak French in Haiti, right? Those Keganjo guys are going to go to Haiti. Have you ever heard French in a Calais accent? Je m'appelle Koprokiprono ici Takalais. You know, like that's going to be, hey, with guns. Like, the one thing you're going to learn is José Petit, you know, Kitu Kidogo. You know, that's the one thing, the one French word they're going to learn when they're going to Haiti. Now, these police wakanishika. So we go to the cell and I'm like, I know my rights. I'm an integral person. I've done nothing wrong and I will not pay a bribe. Right? So they're there, they lock us in the cell, right? So I'm there like I'm holding the bars of the cell, right? Skia, we will never sit and lipa hili yote, sisi tunajijua. All of a sudden someone hugs me from behind.
Jaber.
What make a gamble look so good? Shit,
I've never been called Jaber in my entire life. In jail, they choose your gender for you. You're not asked your pronouns, you're told your pronouns in jail. Hey? I'm like, yeah, okay, OT. That's very nice. Can I just come to this other side of the cell? Because... So I'm chilling there for 5 seconds. Nikasikia tena. Hey, my woman. My everything. I kid you not. The way I went back to that police guy. Fungwa, nitalipa. I'll pay anything. I'll pay anything you want. You know, the point of this story is, in Kenya, usipotoa kitu kidogo, watakupatia kitu kikubwa. Yeah, because our institutions are like one of the worst run institutions. But you know what I think should replace the people who run our, like IBC, EACC, M-Pesa ladies. No one is firmer than an M-Pesa lady, but you don't have your ID, you know. Nimesema kama una ID uingie kwa ballot. Your degree yako ni fake. Uingie. Like I feel like Safaricom should just Chabukati, you know. The ones with the bad makeup. Nimekwambia mara gapi kama huna ID. So I think those are the people we should put at the knee of our institutions because they're the best people for us. But you know another solution I think we should have for our country? You know how in large parts of the West, like you introduce yourself and you introduce with your pronouns, right? And Kenya is at a place where we are trying to meet the 2/3 gender rule, right? We're trying to meet the 2/3 gender quota in parliament, yeah? They're not more than 2/3 gender rule. And we've been trying, doing this, doing that. It's not working, man. We had women reps. It's still not working. You know what I think will change that? Let them change their pronouns. Most of the school, yeah, they, them. We solve our problem. We finish. Then now it's not even 2/3, it's 1/8, another 1/8, you know, and we are all happy and we go home. And it's because, you see, the discourse there is different for us because African languages are not gender sensitive, right? So our languages are like, our pronouns are like, me and an elephant have the same pronoun, you know. Tai aliyewawa. Ndovu aliyekufa. So me and the pronoun are in the our aspect. So that's our pronoun, right? In Africa, if I change your pronoun, it means I'm demeaning you. You know, hiki kimtu ni kijinga. Haka ni kafala. You see why? As a people, we're like, so as we are okay, you do your thing, eh? So, see, all living things, same was up. That's how we all meet. So me, my advice to Gachagua, because aliambiwa, we are getting a deputy woman president. Exactly. So, who was trying to get a passport at Nyayo right now? Oh my Lord, right? Oh, we want you, but we don't want you, but we want you to stay. It's like, it's like Kenya's like an indecisive boyfriend. Like, yeah, go, but I can't give you your passport. It's like, let me leave, And then it's one of those things where, because when I've been to other countries, their systems work so well. And it's like, the first time I went to like an abroad country and they served my papers so well, I thought I owed them money, right? I gave them the African handshake. You know that handshake with like a thing inside? Sir, is this yours, sir? Miyako. For a job well done, And I think all this stems from, I was talking to a man, and now a man works for me sometimes. When you've made it in life, you have Mhindis work for you. I did it for all the Kambas out there, I told him, stop shouting at Kambas industrial area and come and have an actual job. And I realized growing up, the first time, growing up generally, my mom was finding her faith as we were growing up, right? So I was born Catholic the first time, right? Like we were... Listen, if you're Catholic, you know. You just know the name of the father as you're getting out. This is St. Joseph's of Kafaso. Like you just know. So as we said, out Catholic, and if you're Catholic, you know what happens when you walk into a Catholic church, right? You do like the sign of the cross, right? It's up, down, right, left? Yes, right? That one, right? So what happened was, so I used to walk behind my mom every single time when I go behind her, right? So the thing would be, she walks behind, and then I walk in the church, right? She does the cross. So her friends are like, yo, Mama Tai, we don't know what your son is doing behind you, but we know what it's not, He's like, no, Tai is a good boy. You guys are just hating. Then the men of them like, one day they were like, hey. My mom's like, Tai, is he? And what do you do when you get to church? See also what you do. I put do for me and show me. Now, context is needed here. I had just started watching football, and I liked footballers who celebrate, right? So this was, my mom would walk into the sign of the cross. Meanwhile, this was her son behind her. The sad part about this story is that it's true, and then she moved and she became evangelical, right? And in Kenya, when you become evangelical, right? So who remembers a guy called Pius Moiro? Right? Lango. Oh. Let me tell you kids, Prophet Award couldn't touch Pius. Let me tell you, this man would heal you on TV and it's not even live. Pius Moiro was a rock. If he came to your town, the town closed that time. So what happened was, so when we went for the Pius Moiro concert, my mom, that's what it was. No, crusade is not politically correct these days, so I have to. Yeah, so, kesho tukipatana blankets mtanikumbuka nikiwaambia mambo. So anyway, I was saying, right? So when that song, so my mom would like she wanted to get Pius Moiro's attention. So she'd lift me in the air and start, like Simba, so it's there. To this day, I still get dizzy when I hear Lango, because that's where I am right now. But I know I'm growing old now, because every time I meet Gen Zs, they're using language I don't understand, They told me, hey, you're giving? Yeah, it's giving. I'm like, no, I'm not giving anything, actually. I want to keep to myself, like, hey, but Jana, you ate. I'm like, but I eat every day. It's not a... Now I'm that uncle, Have you met those, like, weird, like, youth pastors who want to get in touch with the youth, And they use the worst slang you've ever had in your life before? Naona sasa, Nataka kusanya, ha? Dinga, eh? Ya fadhe, eh? Mwende mkawake na mabeshte, eh? It's me, I'm that guy now. Yeah, man. Yo, man, I went and talked to some Gen Z guys, man. I swear, it felt like I was in the middle of a Kahush music video. Never stop, never stop, never stop. I'm like, yeah, but can we stop once in a while? Like, I was like, what's happening, you know? And if there's one thing Gen Z are very careful about, it's social justice, right? Gen Zs, if they feel something is racist or any other is they'll call it out, you know? No, as we're not like you guys, you know? And me, I'm like, I kind of like racist restaurants, if I'm being honest. No, let me tell you why. You guys remember the restaurant used to be called Jay's? Some people used to say, oh, Jay's is racist. They don't serve you on time. I'm like, that's why I go. I don't want to spend money. I want to return to the band for free. Don't serve me, I'm fine. You know, like, this is reparations. This is not racism. Unajua ukienda usijui wapi watu wa kuserve. Ni wapi uko? You know? Because no one is funnier than a Kenyan who's against racism. Let me just tell you that thing. You know a Kenyan who goes abroad and comes back more African than they were? I know the truth now, you know? They know they can't still speak their language, but they've changed their name, you know. We're gonna take it away from the white man this time. Slavery is gonna be over. Excuse me, uko East Africa, eh? The slave lords were Arab, eh? Where just focus your mindset that side, eh? Focus east, you know. Because, you know, it's like, yo, we'll never, Black Lives Matter, you know. It's like, yeah, but you'll never hear them talk about Kinaman shouting at Tukambas in industrial area, you know. You'll never hear about just our girls being needed in Saudi Arabia. No, but it's George Floyd. I'm like, si nani, Karon Joki aliuliwa Saudi Arabia. Yeah, but haina, je ne sais quoi. We need a Kenyan martial art. Because when Kenyans fight, it's the worst thing ever. The first 5 minutes of Kenyans fighting is Kenyans telling each other they don't know each other. Wa unijui, pia mi unijui, hata unijui. I was involved in one of those. I had an existential crisis in the middle. Hata mi sijui. So the worst thing about Kenyans fighting is Kenyans putting you in a fight that was not yours in the first place, you know. I'm chilling with my friend. He goes causes trouble. He comes to me and says, "Ty, we have to fight this together." So when the guys come, like, "Shika ule mkubwa," I get the big one. So I give good hugs. I'm not a fighter. So what I had to do, I took a bottle. So I break it so that I can stab anyone who's messing with me, right? I need to look dangerous. So I'm like, but I'm not a strong guy. That's my problem. So the bottle doesn't break. Ha! Ha! Now it's weird, the whole club is watching. Ha! John Falme! Ha! Then I understood. Unajua mimi ni nani? Pia mimi unijui. I got it. I understood where it came from all this time. I'm from Nyeri and I've lived in Langata, you know? So sometimes I worry, what if nipeleke mtu wa Nyeri, mtu wa Langata Nyeri, akunywe maji safi, akufe? Those are things you worry about. Things are not used to, you know. Have you ever seen someone from Kitengela breathe in fresh air for the first time? It's like, you know, one of the reasons I do a lot of comedy is it's good for my mental health, right? And we're having like a big mental health crisis in our nation, right? So like a lot of young people are committing suicide. And when you look at the statistics, you realize across the genders, the attempts are the same. But men are more successful at everything. No, I like how you're like, no, this is a good thing not to be successful at, okay? This is suicide, okay? You're not supposed to be happy about. And to be honest, I was once at a place where life was bad, right? And I was like, you know, I was living with my uncle at the time. And so I went to his like cabinet dash and I said, I'm taking pills and I'm just killing myself, right? So I take the pills and I wait. I think about how my mom will, and then I am just feeling warm, So, Yes, guys, yes. It was the small blue pill for men that I had taken a whole bottle of. Have you ever tried to kill yourself, but something else is harder than your will to live? Hatutoki, bro. We are here, So now I was so scared. Like, what if I die? And that thing stays for a while. They'll cover me with a blanket, CSI Nairobi, but the blanket will be poking out. And then they'll tell my mom, na kijana wako alikuwa na mambo. And I'm like, there are things I'm scared of, right? And I'm scared when I go to the afterlife, it's just me and Mutula Kilonzo, and then we are... Guys, because we are both lawyers, eh? Of course, because we are both lawyers, we're in the same section in the afterlife, right? So, I'm just thinking to myself, oh my Lord, what's going to happen? Oh. Then, then it's that thing of like, no, I'm going to fap it out, and I'm going to just live to fight another day, live to die another day, But then, the thing with my stories is that they always have a lesson. And this was when nilijaribu kujinyonga. My best friend passed on last year, right? And I'll tell you, even how we met was such a man way we met, right? Because, men, if you ask a girl how they met, they have the best stories. Oh, she was in my nini, we did this, we did that, we did that. Us, we were it was football time, and then this hot girl walked by. We both looked, and then looked at each other. And we became best friends since then, right? Now, the problem, we never got to ask each other our names. And he was my best friend, Like, I used to call him Mtuwasenali, because that's how we meet at the very same spot to talk about our lives, what's happening, but we were never like, by the way, what's your name? Because now it's awkward, right? So when he passes on, and I'm like, because it was weird. Guys, how even saying bye to another man is kind of weird, Bye, Steve! Like you have to gangster it in some way. You say all words but bye. Safia, fresh, wazi, yeah. God forbid you go the same direction. Now you have to do a tribal dance. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Boom, boom. So because you can't be telling Steve-O bye, And so anyway, I go to the funeral and they give me the, the what are they called? The eulogy. So I'm like, Jemo. That's when I found his name. Oh, Jemo. Oh. So now, you have to pass by and give your last rites. Oh, you don't know. So I knew what I wanted to say when I passed by his body. Jemo, you are a light in the darkest of times, right? I go by, so I look at Jemo, he's like this. I'm looking at him, he's looking at me. I can't say that, Hey Jemo, wazi, freshi, salimiana huko, yeah? Because even in death, we are still not going to, Another thing is, if you're Kenyan, right? Chances are you speak either 2 or 3 languages, right? But whenever you go to your village, people will always correct you on how you ought to speak your language, right? So when I go home, hey, are you guys, how's Nairobi? So in Kikuyu, the B becomes an F. Okay. So that's my uncle Kibe. Oh, so he says, it's Kife. No, not that one. We are not related, I hope. But I'm saying, so it's like, Nairobi, Kafi. Okay, I'm like, okay, Uncle Kife, you don't have to be such a fitch about everything. And it gets to a place where I love people who can speak their language very well, It's really hot when someone can speak their language really well, right? I used to date this babe, she was from the coast, right? And whenever we'd argue, she had the sexiest Kiswahili. It had to finish, right? Because that's my problem with Sana. I was like, why do I like her a lot? Sanaipa is like, her voice is good. Yeah, it could be that. Is it her body? Yeah, that's good as well. No, it was her. Sana has that rauka bukrata kabla ninga hajaamka Kiswahili, That makes you go, ah. Yeah, I used to argue with my girlfriend. She was from the coast a lot. And then be like, I'm done. I'm like, I'm walking away. She says, mpenzi, mie staki zogo. Hata mio zogo stakagi, unajua. You know? But you know, if there's one person in Kenya who made his own accent by himself, we wonder where it came from, is a man called Calligraph Jones. Yeah, they told me this stage would be exciting. Let me just tell you. Calligraph Jones grew up in Kayole, right? And I've listened to Kayole people speak. And none of them say stage. Calligraph Jones is a national icon. That man, I think about him in school as a young boy, young Omolo growing up. And he's like, Calligraph, look at me. Sema stage. Stage. It's from a place where, like, you don't realize Kenyans have their own English way. You know, like the way we speak our English, that's, you know, if you go out there and you're just spending your time, you hear someone go, so me, I told them, never come back again. And me, I'll never do that again. Like, daima mimi Mkenya over there. Right? So, which is, you know, there's some weird things that only Kenyans say, you know. Like, you think we're Spanish at first? We say, sí, all the time. Sí. But our sí is the beginning of the sentence. See, I told you. See, I'm here now. See, you are laughing. See, we are together. You know, the phrase that also makes me really laugh about Kenyans, that I didn't realize was a problem until I went out there, was imagine. Right? Because I'm talking with this guy, so is that what happened? Yeah, imagine. Imagine what? And I have to explain. In Kenya, when we say imagine, it's to tell you, imagine, you know. It's not, it's telling you what I just said was actually not imagination. Imagine in Kenya is the opposite of imagine, you see. Imagine. It's one of those things, man, because Kenya is such a country where, like, Kenyans are those people who get the accent of wherever they go after a while. We are very like, Indians would never, you know. An Indian, wherever you find him, straight through to Punjab. But us here, we go, like, you breathe near Heathrow Airport. I was up with the man them in it. You know? Yeah? You read one American magazine. Yeah. You're just out there, you know, when the po-po show up, we better be on time. Yeah? It's like, my friend was calling me teasy. I'm like, bro, you went there for 1 week. These easies and whizzies don't make sense, you know. And then it's like, because Nairobi Island gives you 2-syllable nicknames, regardless of where you're from, right? You come, you're like, oh, his name is Steven, so we call him Steve-O, right? Oh, his name is Brian, so we call him Brayo. So we have to shorten the names. I'm like, okay, what about Eric? How do you shorten Eric? But it's longer. Why are we adding letters to make it shorter, you know? Euni Erico, you know? And that Eric, you know? And it gets to a place where I realize, I always tell people this whenever I get a chance to do comedy. If you want to know a Kenyan who has been abroad and the accent is, but you don't know how to get them, get their onomatopoeia. Remember onomatopoeia? Onomatopoeia is that thing we were taught in school. You know, I have knowledge from back then in school that I just used randomly. Tell you, where do you get all your energy? You're sweating. Mitochondria. Oh, you're going to get this parallelogram. I didn't study rhombuses for nothing. So anyway, the beauty why I like when we talk about onomatopoeia was the sound you think like a thing makes, right? Like, let's say I'm talking about I have a stone, I throw it in the water, it goes. How do we all know it goes Chubuya? We didn't go to the same school. You're not taught that, you know. So, and that's the thing I always say. I'm talking to these guys like, so we're in New York and all of a sudden the po-po show up and all I hear is twa, 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 twa. And I'm like, the guns in America don't go bang, bang, bang. You know, I want to be a samurai in Japan, and I just want to go. Not slash. Not slash. That's how you know Kenyans faking it all the way. But an interesting language I got to learn more about was French the other day, because with people going to Haiti and all, right? And the thing is, so I learned that, you know, growing up I always thought that French is the sexiest language of all time, right? And whatever you think about it, I'm like, it's true if you live close to France, you know. If you have that almost Alpish accent, maybe, right? So you could think maybe it has that sexiness, right? But if you're Kenyan, the first time you hear French is from Francophone Africa. I'm like, that's not giving sexy. That's giving refugee with a hint of hardship. But it's weird because the country that's been voted consistently for having the best English in Africa is Uganda. I'm not doing the voting, and we know how elections are in Uganda, but no, it's not new. That expatriates vote and they say Uganda is the best speaking African nation, English African nation, right? Kenyans don't like colonialists until you tell them someone can speak English better than them. No! The biggest Stockholm syndrome people have ever met. No, us we speak English. No. And I'm like, okay, I guess, you know, but like Ugandan English sounds like Kenyan teachers from nursery school went there and didn't finish the class, you know. It's slow at the same time, you know. All of us are gathered here for one purpose and one purpose only. Hang the clothes outside and don't return them, eh? And I'm like, finish the sentence, you know. And the beauty of Kenyan girls is when Kenyan girls cheat on you, they make sure you never find out. So you live a blissful life for the rest of your life, right? Please not. It was a trap. Please not if your girl said, The problem with this guy and Mr. Uganda was he was the one who came and told me the story. Oh, Mr. Anthony, I'm very sorry. That was your girl. I gave her the dick. The what? The dick. Of course it's bigger than yours. The moment it's something, it's called like that. Of course, like, no, I'm not competing with the dick. Like, take her. I see why Rudy Turner, you know. Yeah, so I feel that's, I think, the way we run around with accents as people makes us judge which side of Africa you're from, you know. Like, we know, like I was in SA the other time, and I was so scared because at SA, I was scared about xenophobia. But the problem is, every time they don't say wazi, they say sharp. Sharp. I'm like, what are you guys sharpening this whole time? Is it a ritual that's about to happen, you know? Anyway, away from accents and everything, you know the first time in your life when you find out, as an African child, when you find out where babies come from? That is the most dramatic day of your entire life. You come back from biology class that day, you're like, how dare you guys? Look at your parents, how dare you? You know, this is a Christian household. I was from the supermarket, you told me, how dare you? How dare you let him do that to you? How dare you do that to my mom? You know, it's one of those things. And then you realize you're the firstborn. They made another one while you were there in that house. Where was I when that was happening? Then it hits you. Why African parents have a radio in their bedroom? You never look at that radio the same way again. Wembe wa citizen. Hakuna wembe wa citizen huku. And you see, the beautiful thing is you never realize that your parents are still kind of affectionate towards each other, right? So your folks are those people who are like, how do I say this? Like, I didn't know my parents how they used to be affected to each other, but I found out the hard way, right? So what will happen is, no. Ours is a Christian household. So what would happen is, so when I was growing up, my mom would go to the bedroom, and then she'd just tell my dad, "Enda mi babako, nimeenda kulala," right? And I'd be like, "Hey, Dad, Mama imeenda kulala," right? And it's weird because, growing up as an African child, you don't even know your parents' first name until the age of 12, right? Like, you see the idea, like, Mike, This guy had his name is not Babatai, So anyway, he was like, "Hey," I'm like, "Okay, why did my dad get so excited going to bed?" Okay, like, "Okay, you watch whatever you're watching, I'm coming, yeah?" I'm like, "Okay, we watch movies." Now, during the time I went home for COVID, right? Because COVID made all of us just like, go home. They were still using the same technique. But now I'm older and I know. But I don't realize it until it happens. And I'm back on nimeenda kulala. Dad, And it gets to a place where you realize like how we think about sex affects how it's introduced to us, affects us as we continue, right? The first time I tried buying a condom in my village back in Yeri, that was one of the hardest days of my entire life, Because the way it works is, like, alcohol is illegal in Kenya, right? Not illegal in Kenya. If you're under 18, you're not supposed to take alcohol, right? The same for consensual sex, right? But the alcohol is in a lock and key at the back of a supermarket, but the condoms are by the teller. Regulated by the Association of Shame on You, So I go there, I have to take many things. I take unga, skuma, I want to hide it inside there. So I take everything and then I take the condoms, I slip them inside there. Now the problem is, supermarkets are one of the worst places to be. That tell me why everything went through except that one thing, and they had to call, the assistant manager from there because they can't get the code for the condoms, Because what they don't tell you is puberty hits different for guys, right? Like girls, people talk to you, "Oh, when you get to a certain age, as we just told you, get a big chest and a deep voice." Top. One day you wake up, you just have hair in weird places. You have acne, and you're like, "When is the big chest coming?" I'm 31 years old, it has never come. Because you find out things about yourself. Everyone has insecurities about their body that they don't really talk about, right? Like everyone has something about their body that they're like, the insecurities which you know about, the world doesn't know, But the insecurities that the world knows about and you don't know. And you're like, "Hey, bro, you're so brave for walking around with that nose, eh?" What's wrong with my nose, Because people will be like, no, like even beautiful people have insecurities, right? And I'm telling you, people are like, "Yeah, but everyone is beautiful." Well, there are two kinds of beauty, right? There is wow, right? And then there is, "Oh, you're so brave," You're breaking stereotypes, beauty. There's different levels of beauty, And you don't know, let me tell you, there are people who you could have like, maybe for some guys, their hairline is their insecurity, right? And then that's why you find this guy has been smashing with that Wangige hat since 19... It's like, "Baby, she removed the hat. Apana, Wangige ni miabili." Like it's... I'm insecure about how my toes look. So she's wondering, why does my condom match my socks? And everything else is there like, "Yo, listen, we are just here for safety purposes, And it's one of those things where, I read the other day that we're getting a male pill. Like the reproductive pill for guys. We're getting a pill for us now. And I don't know how many of you guys are willing to take the pill. Like when it comes, so like you measure yourself. How many of you guys are willing to take the pill when it comes? Okay. I see both of you have girls with you. Don't worry, guys. I'll be the lab rat. I'll take it for you guys. Not because I'm woke or anything, but ladies, do you know how hard it is being a man? Let me finish. Being a man I could hear it coming. Being a man with no safe days. Like from puberty until the day you die, you have no safe days, right? And I need protection, you know, like I need some, because the thing is, when it comes to such things, girls, you know, the problem with this pill is that taking that pill is an act of faith as a guy. Girls know if they are going to get some. Boys hope. We pray we get some. You see, so I'm out there with my people, you know, just before we go the night out, we take our shots. Kila mseko matembe. So we are just doing our thing there. Hey, baby, hey. He's getting you a yacht. Yeah. He's getting you, he's taking you to Diani. But I'm on the pill. I'm only scared of not getting some, and then I get big hips, and people think I'm from South Sea, you know. Before I finish, I don't know, man. I feel like dating in Nairobi is one of the hardest things ever, man. Like I feel like, you know, yeah. Yeah, I see couples seated together, and I'm not the kind of comedian who asks, "Oh, are you guys married? Are you guys?" Me, I know. I can just look and look. I can tell where that relationship is to the letter. And this is how I know. Men, this is for you. The girl in your life cares a lot about the way you look, especially when you're with her in public, right? She sees you guys as a unit. You man as you power couple. You never hear a man say, "I want a power couple." That's never us. So she sees you guys as a unit. You see each other as individuals, right? So the more invested a woman is in a relationship, the better you're dressed. Okay? And looking around today, people need to fight for their relationships. But people are telling me, yeah, Ty, but there's a couple I'm seeing who are seated together, and I really want to talk to the girl, but I don't think she likes me. I'm like, listen. Every relationship in the world, no matter how stable it is, has a fight that never ends. They can go until but there's a fight which will always be there, right? And your work as a guy who wants to topple a relationship is to ask, how is the relationship going, right? If you hit on her and she tells you no, just leave. But if she says, I have a boyfriend, ask, proceed. You see, you'd be like, oh, so like, yeah, is he a nice guy? He'll be like, oh, he's a nice guy, but now that but, my brothers, that is where we appear. But what? Oh, he's not a good communicator. Oh, he's not he doesn't. Your work is to aim yourself into that car. But you know. But he said. People ask me what kind of girl I like to date, right? Before I finish, and people tell me what kind of girl is being slept on in Nairobi. What's the kind of girl people don't know is the ideal kind of girl to date? And let me put you on some like classified information. Date a tall girl. Date a tall girl. Like I mean taller than you, girl. Okay? Let me explain why. Those girls don't get enough love, and the amount of, because you know, like short girls get so much love from everyone, right? But let me tell you, tall girls, like I didn't know how good it was until we are arguing, you know. You never, and then she kisses me on the forehead. Mwah! I changed immediately. But sasa unaona unakuanga hivyo kila siku. You know, there's nothing as, you know, like, women, have you ever hugged a guy, a big, strong guy, and just felt safe in his arms? I get it. I get it. When we'd hug, I'm the one who would do this. It ended finally when we were in the club, and you know when you go to the club and you want to catch a nice wine, everything is going well. The problem with a tall girl is it's here. It's not down there, so yeah. She's having the time of her life, huko nyuma, and then so it's so weird because I'm like, yo, ta 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 ta. So every time she looks back, I'm standing on a stool. Yeah, baby, yeah. But when she turns away, I'm giving her the Shakira. That's how we lost. The final thing I need to say before I leave stage is, you know how men and women brains work differently? Like we may want the same things, but how we ask of them is different. Like we think of different things. And one of the things is how to know how men and women think differently is whenever you go to the club and you're trying to catch a wine, right? You're trying to catch a wine and the music is good. DJ, play me some wine-ish music. Just play some wine-ish music where it's like, you know, so you meet a girl in the club, right? So both of you are thinking about very different things at the same time, right? So as the music is playing, you're looking at her. So girls, you know what they're thinking the whole time? For girls, it's her time to know the size of your right? And with girls, you don't see because her friends in front are the ones who are seeing what's happening, right? So she's like,
Girl, me wanna feel hold, yeah. Put my arms right around, yeah.
It goes further. Then it goes like, oh, okay. Then if I like, hey, you've won. But men are different. Men are deeper. Men think about the important things in life. Doing the same thing that's happening, the song is singing, the girl is doing his thing, he's doing his thinking, and he's thinking to himself, why is she coming close? Didn't her father not love her enough? Okay, she's going down. Now, gentlemen, this is for you. Whenever the girl you're with, if you want to know if the girl was loved by her father enough, right? Every once in a while, she'll look up to you for validation. Your job is to give her the, you're doing good, honey. Thank you very much. My name is Ngachira.